Welcome to NX2206 and functionality internally we called Automated Spar Buildup. It's the first functionality that uses a tape tool, which is a new tool in NX. You can select a tape tool and use it to build up a part in additive manufacturing. Typically, that's going to be a composite tape or carbon fiber tape. Also new in Create Geometry is a foundation face. This is going to be useful if you want to find areas that the tape tool couldn't fill and automatically fill them with a smaller tool. So in this case, we've made some foundation face geometry and operations underneath it. This first operation is going to be a tape tool that creates toes on the part. Our foundation face is going to be the top of the part. We're going to do a coating operation. We're going to select our guide curve. And in this case, we have containment loops, so it's going to contain the output within that region. The tape will actually stop as soon as it touches the region. We're going to use the option Save Uncut Areas. And then we calculate the part. In this case, it's already calculated. Then if we do another operation, and we're going to do another coating operation, but we're going to use a different tool. In this case, we're going to use a 2.5 millimeter bead, just a regular tool. This is not a tape tool. And for our in-process workpiece, instead of saving the areas, we're going to use Levelbased. That means it's going to use the saved areas from the previous operation. For small region handling, there's cut and ignore. We'll talk about ignore a little bit later on, so we'll say cut on this one. And you can see the output of the unfilled areas. So here is the tape, and here we're going with a smaller tool in the unfilled areas that the tape could not get into. Now if we do this again, same tape tool, same drive curve and everything, and we do the unfilled areas. But in this case, instead of cut, we're going to say ignore. And we give it 400% of the tool. It's going to ignore small unfilled areas that are smaller than 400% of the tool. So if we compare the output of this one versus the output of the previous unfilled areas, we'll see that the second one covers less areas. Less of the small areas are not covered. The concept with tape layup is allowing you to create your tape layup in one direction and then fill the unfilled areas with a smaller tool, and then have the tape go in another direction for the next layer and fill that in with the unfilled tool, and then again for the third layer and fill it in again. When doing these layers, one option that you might want to use within strategy is your minimum cut length. It's not going to make a pass unless it's at least that long, because sometimes when laying tape it has to be a minimum length or it won't adhere to the part. So in this case, when we look at the unfilled area from that previous one, we can see this top corner and bottom corner are larger because it couldn't fit another layer of toe in there, but we did fill it with the smaller tool automatically. This can be especially useful on aerospace type parts. And you can also use multiple operations. So in this case, I have two different operations. One operation does half the part with tape. The other operation does the other half of the part with tape, and then we fill in the unfilled areas. This is all new functionality for 2206. Thank you very much.